DocuSign is a pioneer in the e-signature and digital transaction management space. Earlier this year, DocuSign appointed Dan Springer as the CEO. Joining me on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange is Dan. Great to have you here today.
Well, it's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Well, it is a lot of responsibility to be the chief executive of an organization, but you do have experience growing and starting companies. So now that you're at the helm of DocuSign, what do you see in terms of bringing more transformation to the global digital space?
Sure. Well, the digital transformation to which you're referring to is really sweeping the world, and particularly our country. I think we see it in a couple key areas. One is a lot of our large corporate customers want to transform their own businesses, and that means take some of the paper-based processes, human resources, legal, purchasing, etc., and make those all digital. So we do that. And at the same time, we also want to help them with their interactions with their customers. So whether they serve consumers, sort of like Deutsche Telekom's T-Mobile subsidiary here in the United States, or if they're serving business-to-businesses like a Salesforce.com, we can help them do those interactions in a full digital way. And that's really what we're focused on.
Well, Dan, you have experience in the SaaS space, and you also sold your marketing software company to Oracle for $1.6 billion, and therefore you do have a lot of experience in this space. But going forward, when we think about some of the trends happening in this space, mobile payments undoubtedly will be in focus. So now that you're at DocuSign, can you tell us about some of the initiatives that have been launched recently?
Absolutely. So payments is a key investment area for us. As you know, the core DocuSign experience is the leadership we created in an e-signature. And what we found, so many of our customers said the most logical thing many of them wanted to do after creating a signature was a payment. So whether you're leasing a car, whether you're buying a home, there's transfer that needed to occur of funds. So we've built and integrated a payments functionality with a partnership first with Stripe, now with PayPal. You can use Visa, the ACH network, to allow the buyer and the seller to come together and immediately do the financial transaction on top of the e-signature. And we think it's going to be a huge part of a focus for our customers going forward.
Indeed, I think it'll be very important going forward as well. But we're here on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange, and we do pay attention to fundamentals. Right now it's earnings season, so valuation is being watched across the board. Now, when it comes to valuation of DocuSign, there are estimates that it is worth about $3 billion. Now, that does put DocuSign fair and square in the unicorn club. So that does bring me to my next question. What is the timeline for a possible listing?
Sure. Well, this is a company that's clearly ready to be a public company. If you think about some of the scale requirements and getting into the hundreds of millions in revenue, we're clearly there many times over. When you think about the focus we have on the product sustainability and our customers' sort of adoption, we have a very large total addressable market, so that fits us very well on that side. The only really missing component was a sense of me joining, having a sense that I was confident in the predictability so that we could make projections to Wall Street and know we could deliver them, and quite frankly, giving the marketplace an opportunity to get familiar with me in this role as opposed to previous companies where I've been CEO. And we feel that that's probably through the course of this year and into the beginning of next year we'll be ready and sort of see ourselves in the early 2018 as being ready to file and list.
And last but not least, Dan, since I have you here, you have a lot of experience managing not just companies, but your own personal life as well. So when it comes to achieving work-life balance and also being able to innovate, how do you find your own personal Cloud 9?
Well, I'm not sure I was always so great at it, but I actually had the opportunity, post the sale of Responses that you referred to take some focus time as a dad and not put as much of a focus on work for a few years. And that really helped me come to that right balance. And now I feel like the discipline is all around schedule. And for me, the one piece of advice I'd have for others that are trying to sort of manage that balance is be disciplined around your schedule. And if you can be disciplined about schedule, the rest of it will take care of itself.
Okay, Dan, well, great to have you here, and thank you so much for your sage words of advice today.
All right, thanks for having me.